It's your boy Heaven Hollywood for the IE Network, and this is the Heaven Hollywood Report, and let's get to it. No matter how many years pass, the stories, the theories, and just the eerie facts always just seem to keep leaking out, especially about figures like Aaliyah, Tupac Shakur, all-time figures that their lives were cut short due to deaths. There was a lot of talk around the time, and I can still remember like it was yesterday. I remember finding out when Aaliyah passed. I was in the airport, LaGuardia, and I ran into Macau Pfeiffer, and he was just so upset. And I remember speaking to him, and he said, "What's up, man?" He had tears in his eyes, and he just kept moving. I knew he had knew. I knew he had found out. But a lot of talk around that time about why did this happen? And I think Mary J. Blige was probably the first major celebrity who came on the air and said this was some spiritual murder type S. That's Mary J. Blige, what she said. And then as the years went on, people started talking about, was it Jay-Z who sacrificed Aaliyah? Was it Dame Dash who sacrificed Aaliyah? Was it Beyonce? Was it the industry? But then there was a lot of people that was thinking outside the box, and they said, I believe Hype Williams' sacrifice was Aaliyah. And people say, who was Hype Williams? The people nowadays probably won't remember Hype Williams, but he was in that era, the early 2000s, the late 90s to the early to mid 2000s, the number one video director in the world. And he really blew up around that time. And you have to start thinking back. That was 2001. Right around that time, Hype really blew up. So there was a couple of people, and I still remember this, that said Aaliyah was Hype Williams' sacrifice. Here's an article here, and shout out to official Barbie Ken. It says, Dame Dash reveals he was upset with Hype Williams over Aaliyah's death. Says Hype took the plane that Aaliyah was originally scheduled to take. So if people do not remember, Aaliyah was scheduled to take a different flight, but she ended up getting on the flight earlier to get back home earlier. And there's a lot of speculations of why. A lot of people, a lot of different stories. There were stories that she wanted to get back to Dame. There were stories that she had heard that Dame was smashing Ananda Lewis, ironically, the one who was doing all that highin' and crying on Been so long and I'm lost without you. She was one who was supposed to be close to Aaliyah, but she was also close to Jay-Z, and there was rumors that she was smashing Dame, and that was one of the stories. That was one of the rumors of what, remember, Aaliyah had just got engaged, and someone had somehow got message to her that Dame allegedly had Ananda Lewis over his hotel or over his apartment. And that was supposed to be Aaliyah's friend. And the story goes that Aaliyah was trying to get back there to bust them when that happened. A lot of people will confirm that rumor was hot and heavy. But when you think about blood sacrificing in Hollywood and in the music industry and in the entertainment industry, You may not want to believe it, and you may think it's far-fetched, but it very much so exists. Was Aaliyah Hype Williams' sacrifice? The first thing people look at is, how did his career go after that? And Hype Williams blew up and signed a new contract. You can be the judge. It's your boy Heaven Hollywood. For the IE Network, please like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with your friends.